What is up, everyone? Matt here from Firebox Cases, fireboxcases.com, at Firebox Cases on Twitter and Instagram. I got back a CGC submission today. It's the first time I've had slabs in a long time. It was really exciting. It was very therapeutic. I recorded it. I'm working on editing that video now. Going to have it up soon. But the most important thing that came out of this submission was that it's been about a month and a half since I've had slabs from CGC. As I was going through my stuff, I was feeling them in my hand. They felt bulkier in my hand, okay? Not in a way that deterred or detracted from their beautiful slab, archival, museum quality plastic, crystal clear, we all know. The label, it took some getting used to probably in the beginning, but at this point, the label is beautiful. It harkens to their comic book label. Looks absolutely fantastic. No, the slab is intact. The slab looks great, like it always did. But they felt more substantial in my hand. And as we all know, when CGC launched, people quickly sort of found out that you could get into these slabs without showing much of that tamper evident sort of criteria. I mean, you could see it. There's whitening along the label well. There's whitening on some of the joints in the card well. But it wasn't really sufficient in most of our opinions. But as I'm feeling this heftier case in my hand, I'm thinking, did CGC just fix their broken slabs? Let's find out. All right, here's what the deal is. We really very much need CGC to increase the tamper evidence on their slabs. Okay, that was when they launched. People were like, oh, holy cow, look at how clear that plastic is. Isn't that great? Cards look really sharp in their holders. Label, not as much that one because it doesn't have subgrades, but you know, when it has the subgrades to fill out the label, that label looks really sharp at this point. I mean, I think we're used to it, and it harkens to their comic book label. So it's all on brand. We like it there. We like it here as well. Cards are looking real sharp. But the detractors at launch quickly found out that you could slide your fingernail even. Something as easy as a fingernail, let alone, a tool of some kind to get in there and pry apart the slab so that you could bust it apart without really leaving much of a mark at all on the slab, which is a problem because you can take out that clean card that has a nice grade, take out the clean card, swap in the same card because, they do like to make the point, oh, well, we have imaging of the cards. Good. That's something, but I'm going to put in that same exact card in there. It's just going to be a dirtier version that's not going to gem, okay? And then I'm going to seal the slab shut. I'm going to sell that slab as if it's a clean card, and I'm going to regrade the original clean card and get 2 for 1 on my money on grading like a nice card. Not going to do it on stuff like this, of course, but big Charizards, whatever. That wouldn't be that hard to do. People aren't professional graders. They're not going to be able to see that, oh, this is severely overgraded from an image. So people were going to be able to get away with that. So we very much needed them to come up with more tamper evidence on their slabs. So our control slabs today, 2 different rows, full art trainers from Darkness Ablaze. It's not a perfect apples to apples here because unfortunately in the new slab I have rainbows. In the old slab all I have is regular full art. And so we're going to run a couple tests on it. First thing we're going to do is we're going to measure them, okay? And a couple different sort of anecdotal tests to back up what the measurements are going to tell us. We're going to weigh them because if there's, if they have more plastic involved, if they're, protecting the cards better, that should show on the scale. They'll be heavier. And, some people are going to be like, oh, well, this one is rainbow foil, so it's going to weigh more than the non-rainbow foil because of the finish. Okay, maybe, but By how much is the real question. And lastly, I have a couple cracked slabs. I have a cracked original slab, the thinner slab. I have a cracked new slab. We're going to take a look at what the tamper evidence looks like on both of those slabs after they've been cracked open carefully. So first things first, I mentioned that they just felt thicker to me as I was handling them, and that is absolutely true. Because what I'm looking at right now, I'm not looking at, look, this little 1 millimeter lip that you see over here. This 1 millimeter like wider plastic lip that kind of forms like the interlocking pieces, because when you stack these slabs, when you stack PSA slabs, they sort of interlock. Same deal with CGC slabs. That's kind of what that lip is. I'm not measuring that. I'm measuring this like structural kind of like half, like there's this hemisphere that runs down the middle. Well, I'm just trying to measure that side. And that is looking like it's pushing 3 millimeters to me, okay? And it's all hard to do with the optics of the lens, and I'm trying to line it up, but it's obviously not a perfect test. But that's looking like it's pushing 3 millimeters to me for one of the hemispheres. This is the old slab. Again, I'm not going to look at this lip, but I think you can tell just visually the ratio of the hemisphere to the lip. The lip seems a little more prominent here because there's less hemisphere to lip ratio. Okay, so not measuring the lip, only looking at the hemisphere and doing my best to line it up, and that's 2 millimeters to my eye. 2 millimeters to my eye. So it appears as though it's thicker. I can't do a perfect job with this like piece of crap ruler. So a little anecdotal evidence that the new slab is bigger. Put a rigid. This ruler is like a bendy metal one. This is a rigid ruler. Put that on top of the slabs. I have to push this down to make contact with this slab there. It's not much. It's about 1 millimeter. Okay. I think the overall thickness is about 1 millimeter different, and I have to push that down to have it make contact with the slab. So that backs up our measurements. The other thing is that when I slide this in and out, it's not contacting that ruler. Sliding on the mat alone. When I take like another new slab, for example, and I roll that underneath here, it makes contact. Okay, so it should tell you that these are a little bit thinner, just a little bit thinner. Okay, next test. Now, if that's the case, if there's more plastic in the new slab, it's going to have to weigh more. New slab, 59 grams. Old slab, 53 grams. Okay, so there's more plastic in this new slab. Very minimal, but it's there. Another piece of anecdotal, I guess, just for the overall size, is that, a PSA perfect fit sleeve works on CGC slabs very well. Always has. When you slide the old slabs in, they go in pretty easily. It's hard to, this is why this one doesn't really read on the camera, but that goes in and comes out fairly easily. When you try to put in the new slab, which is, the more I handle it, the more noticeably thicker it is. When you go between the two, it's very obvious. This is harder to push in there. Still works, so that's good, because I think, we all have perfect fit PSA slabs or PSA sleeves. We should if we don't, because they're really nice. They're clean on these graded cards, but we do want to put our CGC slabs in them as well. So that worked well. And last but not least, I wish I would have filmed it, but I did not because I'm so smart. But this is an old slab, okay? I cracked this because I wanted to see, and I haven't done anything with it. I only cracked it because, I don't know, it's not worth a lot of money, and I wanted to see what all the commotion was about as far as these slabs go. But just show you that it's already been opened up, okay? When I did it, I used this little screwdriver, which is sort of mimicking, it's like an eyeglasses screwdriver. Now, people said that they could get just their fingernail in and open it up. So this is obviously going to be even way better than that. I remember it vividly, going in, boink, 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 all around. So easy to pop open. Okay, and what does it show? Not much. Not much. This is all I could kind of come up with. Some minimal frosting in that label well. And if you know what you're looking for, that's could be enough. But to ask a collector to really be on the lookout for something that small is a lot. I don't think it's probably fair. But you can even see it better from the back. This label well whitening. That's what you're looking for. On the old slab. That's the old slab. New slab, I've also already cracked this because I was so excited to see what was going on. I didn't have it on camera, so that's makes me so happy. But anyway, just to show you, it is already open, right? And this, I picked this card because I'm probably going to send it to PSA. It looked too nice not to try again somewhere more lenient like PSA. But it was very difficult to get my screwdriver into this. Okay, you're just gonna have to take my word for it. And they're much tighter together, so that here's where I inserted the screwdriver for the first time. Okay, so that when I did it, it created a gash in the side of the plastic right there. And then I was being careful after that, prying all the way around, so it didn't leave any other gashes. But the most important thing is that now the entire right side of the card well is frosted white. Okay, and the entire right side of the label well is frosted white. A lot more evidence of tampering in this new holder, okay, than the old holder. Would it be nice, you know, it would probably be nice if you couldn't pry it at all, okay, and you had to use nippers like my CGC cracking video that I'll put a link to it in the description. But I cracked a CGC slab. I did it the old-fashioned way, the same way you would do a PSA slab or a Beckett slab with the nippers. That would be better. But as far as evidence that somebody's been into this slab, we've got a lot more now with this new thickness, extra plastic, heavier duty slab. Harder to get. Fingernails aren't going to cut it on this anymore, okay? Fingernails aren't going to work. It's sealed much tighter, so you do need a tool of some kind. The tool made a gash in the plastic, and then you have all that frosting along the edge. So that's my sort of review of the new thicker slab. I like it. It looks better to me. A lot more evidence of tampering, which I'm a big fan of. If you're in the market for portable protection for your collection, as always, fireboxcases.com. We got 6 different models of case for your graded Pokemon, sports cards, anything. PSA, BGS, SGC, CGC. The cases will handle everything universally. So fireboxcases.com as far as that's concerned. If you want to, if you're a fan of CGC, if you're a fan of CSG, which will be launching soon, their sports card market, we've got our Facebook group, CGC Graded Trading Cards, Buy, Sell, Trade. Jump over there. Request to join, because the only stuff that's allowed in there right now is CGC Graded Trading Cards. Pokemon cards, Magic cards. When CSG launches, we're going to let those sports card slabs come in there too. No PSA, no Raw, only CGC and CSG graded trading cards. And, you know, spoiler alert, this was one of the returns from the sub that we did. That's going to get up there in a giveaway of some kind. I haven't decided how I'm going to do it yet, but I can promise you that you will have to be a member to win. So not sure how it's going to work yet, but definitely join up. See if you can. We got a giveaway going right now. All you have to do is post something for sale. If you got a CGC slab, you want to put it up for sale, you drop a 1 in the post, and we're going to give away some free Pokemon cards, graded Pokemon cards. And then this one will get up there in some capacity. Don't know how just yet. But thank you guys for tuning in. Nice step from CGC, making that security even tighter. So thumbs up to that, and we will catch you on the next one. See you later.